video for trade reporting. I mainly traded Asia, first trade, Asia and Sydney, first trade at 9:38. That was a win. It was 1 to 3. I have taken it after sweeping the equal lows and mapping the structure. I know that on 5 and 15 minute, on 5 minute big bullish leg, we need to retrace at least into discount. So I knew or noted that after this sweep, we most likely gonna be dropping down. Hence, I placed the first trade. This is gold. I have entered this trade after realizing we won't retrace into this. Up until this stage, this candle, I had my limit order sitting just here, considering all this internal. But after displacing here, through this level, this demand, I knew the price won't give me entry from up here. So I started to look for an entry. I looked at the fixed range profile, which gave me confidence in this POI. Now my stop loss is quite big considering that there was another POI just above it. So just to cover my ass, I did set my stop loss to covering this POI as well. So the whole imbalance pretty much. If you would see the real video that I was actually doing while taking the trade, when we got here to this candle, I was so close to close off because I was scared. Like I thought, well, this POI definitely didn't hold. We engulf it, and after this one, I thought that after all these weeks equal highs, I really thought that we're just gonna bounce off and go up into the actual flip zone, the POI I was thinking of. Thankfully, it did not happen, and I ended up taking 4 points, not much on gold, but 1 to 3 RR. Once we had this retracement, because we left here these equal lows highs, I really thought after breaking especially this level, I really thought that we're gonna bounce off of this demand, which obviously didn't happen, and straight after I entered on this level. For me at this stage, breaking all these highs, I didn't consider it a sweep because we actually left about equal highs and these equal highs. So I really thought we shift, the buyers got control, and we are heading for all these. Not that the whole down movement was finished, but that we're gonna get an retracement into maybe extreme just to get all these. Apparently it did not happen, and emotionally, unfortunately, I have entered on the next amount below, which was a loss. Now I just want to show you quickly, I did some forward testing. This would be a loss, but that was 1 to 8, 9, 5. If I usually do 1 to 3, 1 to 4, my usual 1 to 3 would be a win. I did it because of this upper leg, POI here, imbalance that needs to be filled, quite a big gap, and entry would be on this demand value area low. After I didn't trade, so this is gold. And on NQ I did just one real trade today, and that was this one. But first, let me just quickly have a look. This was just a forward testing. Pity, because I actually initially had it here. So initially it was sitting here, covering all these highs. and 1 to 3. So considering if I would have had it, left it there, I would, that this would be a winner. But again, this was a forward testing. The real trade on Nasdaq today was just this one. It was a loss. Again, I was hunting all this liquidity, to be honest, into this POI about the EQ, previous day EQ, especially considering that we had this leg up and we reacted off of demands after sweeping these equals. Now, after this happened, this push up, I thought we are done with any more sweeps. Well, I wasn't wrong. The power didn't even shift. We just created more internal so we can then sweep it into this POI and we continued lower. This is again forward testing. Initially after this down movement, I was looking for an entry up here. Where is the value area high, and this was, I believe, the 5-minute demand supply before. After creating all these equal highs, I was really hoping for price to retrace back here. This didn't happen. I didn't place any other entry. However, this was another one that I was thinking of. This POI right here. I didn't think at that stage, after this second push leg, I didn't think that we're gonna go any more upper than that. So this would be my entry, and I would actually got left out just by a pip or so. And then we continued down. Now the later session, afternoon session, was much better. I realized that we had a change here, considering one break of structure, we have another one here, and this gives us a change. So once I realized the change happened, I mapped out the leg up. There was not much left. This POI I didn't even consider. It was not deep enough in discount, and we have all these lows. So I know we're gonna go either into this one, there's a tiny imbalance in between, or all the way low back. Now I picked this one just because it is in 50%, so we retraced, there was a sufficient retracement. And also we have all this liquidity to fuel the move up, which happened. This would be 12486. Then I realized once we got here and we swept all these beauties, we ended up in the value area high of the previous leg down. I think that was also a 5-minute, if I'm not wrong. There was a POI. Yep. Just right here. After this second displacement candle, displacing over this demand that was holding this candle, for example, these two. Now we have a big displacement, and I was hoping to enter. I entered, yeah, after on this week. So after this consolidation was happening, I was, and we pushed back down off of this supply. I was fairly confident that we're gonna end up at least in this demand. But again, because I met the structure, I knew that 50% must go deeper. However, this is how I set up, it would work out. And now we had this beauty. This is my current online testing. As you can see, again, I was hoping to enter, to get my TP into this supply about all these equals. Now this would be another loss. So this is for me today. I did bunch of forward testing. Basically, forward testing was much better than my back testing. I did 4 trades, 3 losses, which 2 were totally emotional. There was no really logic behind it. 1 win, which gives me minus 125 for the day. And yeah, if you have any sort of feedback, I'm happy to hear you out. Thank you. Bye.